So I've actually got a lot about Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, whatever it is, Star Trek Academy, Starfleet Academy. I don't know. I actually have a lot to say about it. I want to try to get to the point here. I'm gonna play some of the clips or whatever you call it. I'm not 100% sure on some of it, but like there's actually some things I like that I didn't expect I would like, but overall it does look like it's going to be awful trash, right? Like it does look really bad. Overall, except I love Holly Hunter and I grew up loving her in some movies, especially broadcast news. And honestly, I left a comment on someone's channel earlier saying she kind of reminds me of Picard mixed with the woman who played Janeway originally. And do you remember how the woman who played Janeway originally like just didn't have it? It was something was wrong or whatever. I get that vibe a little bit from Holly Hunter, but then sometimes I also get the vibe of like she does kind of feel like a captain to me. So it's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Now, I think none of this matters anyway because this show is canceled already, it looks like. And nobody wanted this. And what's interesting about this part that has been released, this scene that has been released the other day, is that none of the cadets are really in it. None of the kids, the cadets, are really in it. They're in like the background. The focus is on the bridge and the senior staff and crew. And it's funny because that stuff is all right-ish to me. And I'm getting the sneaky suspicion that, like, when we meet the kids, you're going to be like, ugh. But, like, you'll want more of these people and this stuff, not the Degrassi, whatever the hell that other stuff is. Again, major problems with this, but why does everybody number one? Wasn't that, like, you know, it's just a tradition, I guess, now at this point.
Number one.
We're not far from the Badlands, Captain.
So we got, of course, this Jem'Hadai shouldn't be female unless there's something we don't know about. Why is there a female Jem'Hadar? We don't know. Everybody looks like a big librarian person. She got to put glasses on. I guess that's like a throwback to the Kirk stuff. I don't know why. I've never seen that, but that's okay. You know, it's kind of like, why is Picard bald? You know, but anyway, there's somebody else who did a reaction to this, and I'm gonna play his reaction because I have a lot of problems with the show, but I actually disagree with a lot of takes by JDA Talks Trek. And I follow him because I agree with him on a lot of things. But I'm going to sort of use him here and kind of go against some things and also bring up my own points. So I'm going to play some of this for you.
Great. They come out with their trailer. It looks ridiculous. And now they have their first clip of the film. And this reminds me of when they were pushing Discovery, I think season 5, maybe season 4. And they had like this like super complicated montage of Michael Burnham atop the starship, and she's working on something, and she's getting
that was awful. That was the one where it was like this action sequence of ridiculous, and you're like, yeah, this is terrible.
Good deal. I watched the new clip a few times. We have to be a little careful because it is YouTube, and so I can't actually play it and react to it, unfortunately, these days. So I have to like play stills. It's like I hate the rules on here. But
you used to be able to do it, but Paramount, we know, kind of stink.
But it is what it is. So we're going to react to this, the first clip from Starfleet Academy. We got some shilling from Trek Movie, who is affiliated with the whole secret.
Yeah, Trek Movie is they will say everything is amazing or whatever because they want to go to all the award shows and whatever the hell. They get invited to everything, and Trek Movies like that. So isn't a bunch of other Trek whatevers.
An interesting war premise and a lot of interesting cool text.
This guy's talking about his book there. Check that out. That's probably pretty cool.
Whatever way you like
shilling
to.
a book. That's awesome. He's got a book out. That's pretty cool.
presentation in a Sao Paulo, Brazil Comic Con, where a lot of information's been coming out of this week, and it shows this. So it starts off where Holly Hunter and the female fat Jem'Hadar lady are talking.
Yeah, like how everyone is. Are we like at some point? Are we being mean at this point though? Really, because we are starting to become evil because we're all saying somebody's fat all the time and stuff like that. So we really are kind of like becoming the bad side of things by doing that. So I wouldn't, I don't care about the weight. Why is there a female Jem'Hadar? That's the question. But yeah, I mean, I said the same thing. Everybody's a big fat Leslie. It's just because they're woke weirdos writing the show. That's the answer. But also, are we being like, are we being really kind of like evil as well? So, by calling everybody like names and stuff. You know what I mean? We're supposed to like Star Trek. But yeah, I do it too. So, because I always wanted to be like the Star Trek people because they're so much better of people than me. That sort of thing.
Talking about a potential attack coming here, and we're like, okay, cool, how exciting! And there's our lady. I don't know how she is in Starfleet. It's like, why don't you like try to work on that? And then she's got another fat lesbian lady show. It's like, oh my gosh, like this isn't Star Trek. It's just like strange women like hanging out together.
Strange women hanging out together. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out if people are being sexist and mean now, or if like this is ridiculous and they deserve it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm not sure. But like, and again, I'm going to criticize this commentary because I don't like this show. This looks like it's going to be trash like everything else. But like, none of this matters what they look like based on the show yet. Like, none of that matters. How good the show is. They're skinny, they're fat, they're big, they wear glasses, they don't. I mean, whatever. I don't care. Is the show good? Is the writing good? I don't know.
It's very sad. It's like, oh gosh, this is tough, and it is tough.
I will say that these Starfleet people are completely like out of shape at this point.
Means right because it doesn't mean anything. That's what the Tachyon is all about. And they do this thing, and it's like the ship looks cool, the design looks cool, and I know that they're almost highlighting the sets more than they're highlighting the story here. Because it's like, look at this giant set they built. And this is a very expensive set they built. And this set, they're very proud of it. So they focus on the wrong things in storytelling.
Is it not just a reused set from like Discovery and all those things?
Which is usual for Kurtzman Trek. And it just feels like, this feels like an action sequence out of Discovery or 2009, which is like too much going on. And then there's a bunch of people running throughout the ship. You're supposed to feel tense for this, but there's an alien mystery out there. You don't know what it is. I don't know why there's a tree in the middle of a starship. Again, that just doesn't really make a lot of sense for this, but it is what it is.
I mean, I there's a tree because they wanted it to feel more like, you know what I mean? You're not on it's got a fucking decoration. It's a decoration. It's a foyer. There's a tree in the foyer to make it feel a little more homely. I don't know. Well, that's not a problem. A tree being there is, that is kind of weird. We've never seen a tree on a starship, I guess, right? But it's like in Star Trek: The Next Generation, the ship doesn't look like it's in spaceship. Sometimes it looks very comfortable like a house because they wanted in the future to feel comfortable. So this, I don't know, it's not a big deal, but it's weird, I guess.
And the cadets are supposed to get to safety. And so that's what happens here. And then they go, what is this? And it's supposed to be a very tense, scary moment as we don't know what this thing is. You have this starship that is it comes together like it's like a Power Rangers sort of like get the Megazord, and they all come together. There's
that's Becky Lynch from WWE. That was the only thing that stood out to me. I was like, yo, Becky Lynch is in this.
WWE chick who they uglified for the role. For I don't even know how they did that because she's a very pretty lady. And here's your bridge shot here. Now, like
she's ugly too. See, he thinks they're all the women are ugly. That's funny. They uglified her because they cut her hair, I guess. I don't know.
I said, they spent a lot of money building this, and they like to show it. There's lots of explosions. Think about the role. You don't get any emotion out of it. It's like, honestly, like it looks worse than Discovery. Out of just like what you're seeing here from all this, and it shows that.
Honestly, I saw this scene and I thought this scene looked. I don't know, man. Like I actually saw this scene and thought, like, well, this kind of does or like feel more like Star Trek than a lot of Discovery. Like I thought this bridge crew and the acting in the situation, I thought this was actually better than Discovery. I thought Michelle Yeoh was or whatever she was good on the bridge in the first episode. Like I was like, okay, she kind of feels like the captain, feels pretty good. But like when Michael Burnham was in charge, she just felt like a smug, like annoying person. And it didn't feel right. It felt like wrong. This feels better. But so I don't know, man. I thought maybe I saw something different. I don't know. I mean, the show was probably going to be terrible, but
pacing problem with like how stilted it is. I don't understand what's happening here all the way around. And it's like, okay. So you have this like they've got this super tense moment, right? And scary alien ship with Transformers and Voltron going on, right? It's like, okay, and a bunch of explosions, a bunch of high production.
I hate these Star Trek, these Starfleet outfits. I hate them.
And like CGI and the like, and characters that you just cannot even like relate to or attach to whatsoever, right? And so suddenly the bad guy shows up, and they have a hollow projection instead of a screen, right? Now, this doesn't make sense in terms of communication, because if this is just a hologram and he's on the other ship, he starts pacing through their bridge. Like, but if he's pacing on his bridge, like, does his bridge have different furniture in the correct spots? It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird, but I mean, there's so many things in Star Trek that it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, the Universal Translator never fully makes sense, even though you can make it up in your brain how it works. It doesn't fully ever make sense. That doesn't bother me. I mean, I think there's a lot more wrong than this. Also, we did see a projection of a hollow projection of Shinzon in Star Trek Nemesis. Not a good example, one of the worst Star Trek movies, but although I like Nemesis, but yeah, you do see it in Nemesis.
Doesn't make sense.
But yeah, he wouldn't know how to walk around or whatever. But I assume that if you connected communication devices, like, hey, put them up on the screen, and you opened up the comms, you opened up you opened a channel, right? If you opened up a channel, when you open up a channel, there may be receiving devices on the ship, and you may have some on your ship, and then that may allow you to project and see the layout. You know what I mean? You could explain it. It's not. I feel like it's nitpicky. There's so much stuff that could be wrong with this show, and it could be wrong that this is nitpicky.
What's his name?
Paul Giamatti.
And ship Voltron thing, and now it's just like a joke. And so the tone is all over the map, and suddenly there's no tension whatsoever. And you know, he ends it by swearing at her, going, "Payback's a bitch." Well, I mean, again, this just doesn't feel like Star Trek. It feels like some modern people, you know, in the theater shouting at each other.
I wonder if the first couple episodes are going to involve Paul Giamatti, and he's going to go away then after the first episode or two, and it's going to be like a 2-part first episode. And then after that, it's going to be stories with the Academy people, and then that's about it, really, I guess. Because I don't know, and it is weird because they just spoil it. You're like, what's this crazy thing going on? Oh, it's him, and there he is. You know, it's interesting. Like when Picard Season 3 came out, the show was pretty good, right? Picard Season 3 was good. But when Picard Season 3 came out, you were like, Amanda Plummer is a bad guy, but I don't get what's going on, what's happening, and whatever. And it was like, you didn't know, you didn't really know. But here you pretty much know right away. And they already told you. So, yeah, I don't know. And then he's like, payback's a bitch. Like, we just start talking like idiots like nowadays, like they do on Star Trek nowadays. See, on Star Trek, the original series, and on Star Trek The Next Generation, and on Star Trek Voyager, and even on Star Trek Enterprise. We're talking about shows that took place in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. And all the dialogue is flat so that you don't really fully know what year the show was made necessarily by the dialogue for the most part. I would say the original series is a little dated because it affects it. Go back and watch. If you go back and watch the original series, there are some things that are said and how they talk that is weird. It makes the show hard to watch because there are lots of phrases and things and sort of stigmas and sexism things that are said, and weird things that are said, and just weird way of talking that we don't talk like that at all. So the original series didn't do the best job of that. And even the first season or two of The Next Generation had a little bit sometimes of a little bit of that. And it's dated. It's a dated way of speaking. And those dialogues and episodes kind of stand out because it sounds funny. But once The Next Generation hit, season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and everything else, and then even the original series movies were pretty good. You pretty much, the dialogues were all pretty flatline. But when you watch these shows now, it's like, oh my God, stupid idiot. Oh my fucking bitch. Like, I'm a bitch sometimes. It's like, this is not Star Trek. Not Star Trek. Nobody wanted Starfleet Academy like this. I think there's a problem that it's like 700 years in the future. It's the Klingon looks like a feminine Klingon. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I'm very worried. But this stuff might actually be the best stuff of it. And it's not, we haven't even gotten to the kids. The focus, allegedly.
And it's ridiculous, right? And look at her lack of reacting too. It's like, okay, she's just sitting there. This guy's gonna talk about how he's blowing up her starship and the and pace over his bridge as her bridge as a hologram.
I don't agree with this. He's like, her reaction sucks or something. I don't know, man. I've been crapping on this show, and we want Terry Matalas Legacy, Star Trek Legacy, or something else. We don't want this. But I mean, she's kind of looking at him like, you know what I mean? Very seriously. I'm curious. You know what I mean?
She's going to sit there and listen? Okay.
What else is she going to do?
Again, nonsensical. So all of this, there's a lot, you got a pretty...
I don't know, man. I don't know if... I feel like that's a nitpick. I feel like there's a lot of nitpicking going on about this. There's they picked out one of the... They did a really good job with the edits of this clip, right? For the most part. I can already tell you that payback's a bitch shouldn't have been a line in a Star Trek thing. They don't know Star Trek, these people. They think they do, but they don't. His line should have been, think about Khan, a dish best served cold. It's like the elegance or any other villain of Star Trek. But no, this villain is payback's a bitch. Does kind of sound like Ferengi-ish, I guess. It's not the worst thing ever, right? If the villain is talking crass like that or whatever. But it would be better if he said, And, we've had a lot of villains that are like, I'm here for payback. And it's like, okay. It would have been more intense if he said something like, you're going to wish you never saw me again. Or I bet you thought you'd never see me again. Now I'll be the last thing you ever see. Things like that would be like, whoa. But instead it's payback's a bitch. But it's a stupid kid show for CW dum-dums, written by CW dum-dums. I mean, this is cartoony. This is over-the-top cartoony at this point.
Keeps getting worse. Now, we saw the trailer.
I mean, this like, hee, I'm a Klingon, hee. What is this? I don't know, bro. Oh, my God. I don't even know what to say about Star Trek anymore, dude. I can't even watch this anymore. I don't know what to tell you guys. It doesn't look good. I'm going to watch the first episode. It doesn't look good. But I also think that we're getting nitpicky here because we want to hate it at this point. It's gotten so bad that now we just want to hate it. Like that, this guy proves that. Because I think this guy is nitpicking a lot of stuff. And I like him. I sub to him. I sub to a lot of people. And, I've been on YouTube for years, multiple different channels. This is my smallest channel that I have. And I like this guy, but I think he's very nitpicky here about this stuff, about much of it.
These really don't even seem to flow well together, right? Like it's, oh no, you got your Klingon with your pierced eyebrow. Oh my gosh, ridiculous stuff on this, and it's.
I don't know why that's ridiculous. I think he looks ridiculous at other times, but
pretty ugly. So this is not going to be something that feels like Star Trek, looks like Star Trek. And, my insiders say it's actually worse than Section 31. And I was shocked because I thought there's no way that's even possible because that movie.
That's really tough, man. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that this is worse than Section 31 because I'll tell you what. I've seen multiple clips and trailers from Section 31. There is not a scene in Section 31 that isn't terrifyingly horrific. This scene is better than anything I saw in Section 31. Okay? This trailer is better than Section 31 because they're sort of trying a little bit to be Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I already don't believe that. It's worse than Section 31. No fucking way. Because Section 31 is a group that does things differently than really Starfleet. Section 31 was a dumb action movie, slock thrown together, whatever. There's no way. Now, this may have more cringier moments, maybe, or and it may offend you more in a way, whereas Section 31 is just trash, whatever. But, I find it hard to believe. This trailer is already better than Section 31. If Section 31 is a 1 out of 10 Star Trek movie, a 1 out of 10 thing, and this is a 3, this is better, right? So there's no way. Section 31 is like a 1 out of 10. Maybe a 2. A 1 or 2, I don't know. So, and Discovery is like a 5 to me. Strange New Worlds is like a 5 or 6, maybe a 6. I thought Star Trek Picard season 1 and 2 were terrible 6s, 5s, maybe 5s. I think Star Trek Picard season 3 is like overall a 7 probably, or maybe higher. But this looks like it's going to be a 3 out of 10. As opposed to Section 31, which was like a 1. So I don't know. I find that hard to believe.
The movie was impossible to even sit through, but it looks like it. It looks like it's that bad, given what's going on. What do you think about this? Are you going to give it a shot?
I'm going to watch the first episode, and it'll be great so Paramount can watch their numbers die. They can everybody watch the first 1 or 2 episodes, and then watch this just fucking fall off a cliff when people go, okay, I had to watch to see, and I have Paramount. Oh my God, I'm out. I'm not watching that. So that will be fun when that happens. Maybe. Unless it's good. I don't think it's going to be, though. And Holly Hunter was like, I can't tell if I really like her or I don't. But I've always loved Holly Hunter. So, I feel like she feels like Picard mixed with the Janeway that was fired from Star Trek Voyager. Which, again, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's good or bad or what. But Holly Hunter, there were times in the trailer that I was like, yeah, man, she feels like the captain maybe. And then there were other times where I thought, she's just not a captain at all. And my brain went back and forth on that. I'm just being honest. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. Star Trek fans, I'll see you later. I hope you guys have a good time. I've got more time to make some videos because I just got laid off my job, which is terrifying because Christmas is coming, and I'm having a crappy time. So leave comments down below with topics, comments, things you might want to see from me. And while I have some extra time on my hands before I, get my power shut off or whatever, I will be making more videos for you guys. So my loss is your benefit. Here on Star Trek Late Night, great to see you. Starfleet Academy, are you watching? What do you think of the trailers and released scenes that we've got so far? I'll see you guys in the next one. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Leave a like. Share this video around Trek places, I guess. Super thanks would be awesome down below if you want. Or paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show. I'll link my Cash App, PayPal, and everything else down below if you want to support in any way. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.